Let's get thank you and welcome everyone to our inaugural webinar for the Boston Business Mentor, Men, Business Mentors. We have our first presentation today, which is connecting the dots, leveraging your website, email marketing, and social media with our presenter, Rob Stutzman. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and talk real quickly about Boston Business Mentors. If you could go to the next slide there. There are several different ways that we can help you with your small business. One is our information. If you go to the Boston Business mentors.org or bbmentors.org website, under resources and there's a little screenshot there for you. Two sections. There's some blogs in there, and there's also free information and templates that you can download directly. So take a look at what we have there for you, resources that are available to you 24/7. The other way we share information or the ways that we can help your small business is through our workshops and webinars. We have 3 great webinars this month. We'll be adding a few in December, and then, of course, really ramping things up come after the first of the year if we get through the holiday season. But watch for our newsletter. That'll let you know which ones are coming. Plus, you can also check out the website. There is a workshop tab there for that. There is no doubt the most important thing that our mentors do is mentoring. They're volunteers. They have a multitude of skill sets, experiences that they've learned from that they can share with you and assist you so that you can be successful. We work with folks that are at every stage of the pathway, whether you're trying to decide if you should have a small business, planning, all the way up through exiting that business. We have a mentor that can assist you. So you can reach out for free mentoring from our team of volunteers. There's a QR code there. You can also go to the bbmentors.org website and submit a request there. So that's all I have. So I'm going to go ahead and turn things over to Rob and let you get started.
All right. Well, thank you, Teresa. And let me add my word of welcome to everybody. We're so glad you took time on a Friday to spend this time learning about how you can leverage your website, email marketing, and social media. I like to get to know my audience. So before we get into the content, I've got a couple of poll questions for you. The first poll question is, what's your primary platform for marketing? And the second question is, I market to my clients in what kind of frequency? So why don't you guys go ahead and fill out that poll, and in the meantime, I'll give you a little bit of my background. I've been in business for over 40 years, 30 of which was with Verizon, and I was in a variety of sales and marketing positions, but I led global teams in marketing initiatives while I was there. When I retired, I set up my own LLC, which is involved in providing digital marketing campaigns for my clients. The other thing I did is I volunteered with Boston Business Mentors because I wanted to have an opportunity to give back. I had a fabulous career. I really enjoyed myself, and I really wanted to have a way that I could help other people start their businesses and help their businesses grow. My email address is there on the screen, and you can also find me hanging out on LinkedIn. So with that, do we have the results of the poll? Okay, on the first question, what's your primary platform for marketing? Most people have websites and social media. I'm a little surprised to see email so low at 20%, but not surprising to see websites and social media up. And then on the second question, I have to scroll it down myself, I guess. Okay, sorry about that. In terms of frequency, people are touching base with their customers on a monthly basis. There are some that are doing it weekly, and then others when they find the time, and then others that have other methodology. Hopefully, I can influence you during this session to help you realize that a greater frequency, if you have the capacity, is what you want to aim for when it comes to connecting with your potential customers that are out there. So our agenda, we're going to define online marketing, otherwise known as digital marketing. We're going to be talking about some of the top marketing challenges that small businesses are facing today. I'm going to introduce you to a concept called the party principle, which talks about the interplay between your website, email, and social media. We're going to cover some best practices in the three areas of website, email, and social media. And then we'll conclude our time. And then I've got some homework for you, some next steps coming out of this session. And at the very end, we've got a free gift for you for spending your time with us here today. Um, so online marketing, what is it? Or what, digital marketing, what is it? It's a broad term. When people say they're in digital marketing, you really have to have them qualify that because it could be anywhere from being a web developer to being a program manager to being a creative person. All of that is in the umbrella of digital marketing. But it encompasses various strategies and techniques used to promote products and services or brands on the internet. It involves leveraging digital channels and technologies to connect with potential customers and generate interest in what you have to offer. So it's taking that traditional marketing strategy and technique and bringing it online. The internet has really been around since 1995, which is 30 years ago. And even back then, with the advent of the internet, people quickly wanted to figure out how they could leverage selling and doing commerce over the internet, even back then. And things have just only improved since then. So when you think about marketing and marketing on the internet, it's all about connections. It's about connecting with your potential clients and your customers that are out there. But you probably have found that marketing is hard and planning is hard. You need both, but you don't know where to start. And there's got to be a better way. So many people today have take the spaghetti approach. What that means is you take spaghetti, throw it up against the wall, and just see what sticks. So they do kind of this rapid fire, let's just send content all over the place and see what happens. And that's kind of like aiming at nothing. And Zig Ziglar, who is a sales guru, had a phrase that he used. He says, if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time. So the top marketing challenges that businesses are facing today, particularly small businesses, is attracting new customers. It's how do I get people into my either virtual store or into my physical store, but how do I attract new customers to my business? It's how do I market to a target audience? How do I determine what my target audience is? And then what are the strategies and methodologies for targeting that audience? And then converting leads to sales. If you've looked at your analytics with your website, you might see views and impressions, which is usually the highest number. And you say, gee, this is great. Look at all the visitors that came to my website. And then you look at the amount of sales that have come out of that. It's usually much less. And so that becomes very discouraging then. And so you have uh, this dichotomy where you've got all these people, they're window shopping, they're coming, they're looking at my stuff, but they're not buying anything. And so converting those leads into sales is a challenge to small businesses out there. And you're marketing in a crowded environment. There's over 200 million active websites that are on the internet today. And people are sending, last year they sent over 333 billion emails. That's a lot of emails. That's a lot of noise that's going on out there. And even in social media, there's over 2 million Facebook posts every minute. So there's a tremendous amount of information flowing, some good, some bad, some effective, some ineffective, but it all adds up to noise. And you have to determine, how do I break through the noise to get my message across? Um, when you think about social media, email, and your website, uh, I like to think of it as a party. Maybe you could think of it as a networking event. Say you go to a networking event. You walk into the room's rather noisy. People are talking to each other. They're passing business cards back and forth. They're having a sip of coffee and having a donut. Um, that's social media. People on social media today, they come in, they hang out. Um, and they engage with each other, but it's fairly noisy on social media. And what you strive for, as you would in a physical meeting, is you want to get with people that you engage with, that you can then say, "Hey, let's get together after this party. Let's talk a little bit more one-on-one." And that's where email marketing comes into play, because email marketing allows you to communicate very directly with the recipient of your email that's out there. And so that helps to kind of cut it through the noise that's occurring. Now, getting people to read your email is requires strategy and technique as well. And you need to make sure you have a very effective message in the subject line to get them to open your email. And then you need to make sure you have effective information within the body of the email to get them to engage with your content. Um, your website is like the VIP party. It's where you ultimately want to get people to, because that's where commerce is going to get done. It's where you have your best chance of presenting what you have to offer to that individual, have them state their needs, and then create the solution that's going to meet their need. And so you have to, whether you're posting on social media, whether you're sending out via email marketing, you have to have some kind of call to action that gets the person to your website, so that you can speak very directly and engage with them very directly. So when you think about moving down and saying, how am I going to leverage these three platforms? The first thing you want to do is to just take an assessment. First of all, how am I doing? Is my website mobile responsive? Over 50% of the traffic on the internet today is via mobile devices. And so you want to ensure that your website, which might look great on a desktop computer, you want to make sure that also looks good and presentable on a mobile device. And most web hosting places, and for people that are building their own websites, they've built in that capability to make that website mobile ready. Um, are you sending emails and posting regularly? The thing about social media and email marketing is establishing a cadence, establishing a regularity so that people come to expect things. And it depends on your capacity and what you have available to you to spend on this. But if you do it on a regular basis, the algorithms on the social media platforms are going to see that, and they're going to push up your content because they see that you are a regular user of the platform. The next thing is, are people taking actions, the actions that you want them to take? Say you want to increase your email list. And so you put a call to action in your social media, you put a call to action on your website, you put a call to action in your emails, all saying, sign up for the newsletter. Just fill out this form and we'll send you a newsletter. So are people taking the actions that you want them to take? Um, Maybe you have a contact us or a free consulting session. Are people taking advantage of that? Are they taking the actions that you want them to take? Um, and is one social channel performing better than others? You might find that your particular product or service lends itself more to a professional clientele. So, being on Facebook could be okay, but it might be more effective if you were on LinkedIn, which caters to a professional audience that's out there. Are you moving people to your owned channels? The owned channels, which is your website, your email, and then social media. These are people getting to these other forms of communication that you have with them. And then ultimately, are they getting to your website? Because again, that's where commerce is going to get done. So some overall best practices, bring people closer to your business. Talking and providing videos of your business can be very effective with people when they come to your site. Providing case studies, people love to read about case studies. What they want to know, people want to know is, what is life going to be like if I give you my business? So if you can paint a picture for them of how you can provide them with a solution to their problem, then you can help them understand what life could be like when they're doing business with you. Um, and then use the right tools to communicate and engage. There's a variety of tools that are out there, and in social media platforms, there's 5, 6, 7, 8 different platforms that you can use to communicate and engage with people. But make sure it's the right tool. So experiment with different platforms and see which ones seem to getting more traction for your effort. And then review your efforts, how your efforts are working together. Is the social media content that you're posting out there driving eyeballs to your website? Is your website and social being used to build your email list? And are you using, is email being used to disseminate information and call to action to that select audience that you're sending it to? Some website best practices. If you don't have a website, get one. There's a variety of different places you can get free ones. So just go out and Google it, and free website, and you'll see what is available. There's also very low cost options that are out there. And you need to have a website because, one, people expect it. If you don't have a website, they'll say, "Well, what's wrong with you?" Everybody has a website. The simplest website that you can put out there is a brochure website. A brochure website is nothing more than, this is who I am, this is what I do, and this is why you should do business with me. And then you can add any other kind of filler to that, but it's a very simple website that just tells people about your business and about what you do. People are going to expect you to have a website. So if you don't have one, make sure you get one. Look over the websites and see, what call to actions do you have? Do you have a sign up for a newsletter? Do you have a contact us? If people are seeing something and they want to talk with you directly, do you have a way for them to facilitate that quickly and efficiently? Do you have a contact us capability on your website? Do you have a free consultation, or do you have some way of getting the process started with someone? If they come to your website and they want to engage with you, they want to take that first step, do you have a methodology and a process that they can go through to get started with you? Do you list the social media platforms that you're on? Do you have linkage between your website and social media platforms that are out there? And people they'll look at the icons and they might not necessarily click on them, but they'll go, oh, they're on LinkedIn, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on X, they're on Alignable, they're on all these different social media platforms. They must be, you know, uh, be doing really well as a company. You might consider adding a blog. The great thing about a blog is that not only are you providing information for people, but it gives you an excuse to put something on social media. You can post on social media that, hey, we just created a blog. It's about this particular topic. Click here and you can read the blog. And when they click, they're going to come to your website to read the blog. Now, creating content can be something that can, for some people, can be very easy because they're just naturally writers. But for others, it could be very difficult or very time consuming because they're not as prolific in their writing. This is where ChatGPT can be your best friend. You might have a great idea, you might have a great uh, concept for an article, but you don't necessarily either have the time or the inclination to write the article. You can put that idea, that concept into ChatGPT and say, write me a blog article, and it will write it for you. And then you can look it over, put your edits in it to make sure it's your voice, and then post it to your website. And then once you post it to the website, then announce it on social media. It's an enormous time consume. Excuse me. It's an enormous time saving uh, process and methodology that you can do using the generative AI tools. And you can do the same thing whether you're using Gemini in Google or whether you're using Copilot in Microsoft or any of the other generative AI platforms. But most people are familiar with ChatGPT. The last one is probably the hardest. And what you need to do is to take a look at your website with a critical eye. And what you wanted to ask yourself is what's the customer intent when they come to my website? You have to almost try to get inside the mind of your potential client out there and say, what are they, what are they searching for? And as you're able to decipher that, then you want to make sure you shape your content on your website to address that customer intent. And it takes a lot of thought. It might take some reviews from some other people and taking a look at your website. But you want to look at it with a critical eye and make sure that what you're putting out there addresses a customer intent. You want to, if you're addressing a particular uh, issue or need, is your content reflecting the fact that you can provide solution for that particular need that's out there? Moving on to email, some email best practices. Consider using an email marketing platform. MailChimp has a free version. Constant Contact has a very low cost version. MailerLite has a free version, and HubSpot has, I believe it has a free version. Um, the advantage of an email marketing platform versus sending out emails using the blind copy of your email client, for instance, is that things are not going to get caught up in spam filters. If you do mass emails, putting a lot of email addresses in a blind copy of your email client, the mail delivery platforms out there are going to see that and they're going to say, you're a spammer. I'm either going to send your message to a spam folder or I'm just going to block it entirely. These companies abide by, understand, keep track of, keep updated with all of the changes that are going on with the email delivery companies out there, such as Google and Yahoo and AOL and others. Um, and so the chances are your email will get through where doing it through other methodologies, it might not get through. The other thing you get is wonderful insight. Each of these platforms will provide you with how many people opened your email, who opened your email, and if you have a call to action in there, such as sign up for my newsletter, they'll tell you how many people signed up for that or how many people clicked on that. Um, and if you have and you'll see it because the information will come through to you, but it gives you an indication of if I send out 100 emails and if I got 20 people signing up for a newsletter, that's pretty good. That's a very high percentage of people reacting to your call to action out there. Um, Greet new contacts with a welcome email as you get new people that come in and sign up. You want to just as quickly as you can. You want to get back to them because that communicates to them, hey, we're very responsive here. We love our clients and we want to get to know you better. So welcome aboard, and let's talk about how we can talk about what you need, what your needs are. It enables you to engage with new subscribers, people that are coming onto your site for the first time. If they're subscribing, people sometimes are a little leery. I don't want to get spammed by this people, so I'm signing up, but I hope I'm not going to get a ton of emails from them. If you reach out and just tell them that you're appreciative of them visiting your website and signing up for the newsletter, it goes a long way in helping to start and build that relationship with them. And you can consider a welcome series. You might send out the initial welcome, and you might follow that up with, say, a couple of weeks or maybe 3 weeks. Hey, just touching base again. We thank you for signing up, and I just wanted to check in and see if there's anything going on that I could help you with. Um, and then maybe 3 weeks later, you could check in again with them just to see. And then after that, you have to kind of, let them be for a while because you don't want you don't want to get to a point of being annoying with somebody over email. Because if you're doing it too frequently, they may unsubscribe from your newsletter. That would be unfortunate. And then some of the platforms have automation where instead of you having to remember to do these different emails, you load in the content, it inserts the person's name, it inserts the email address, and it sends it out on a whatever schedule that you set up. So if you can put in automation, that is also a great time saver. Include two types of emails in your strategy. It's okay to send out promotional emails because after all, you're seeking to sell something to somebody. And so, putting out a promotional, if particularly if you're selling hard goods, people look for sales, they look for deals, they look for promotions. That's okay to send that out as long as it's not something that's completely outrageous. That somebody would say, this is too good to be true. And as long as it um, talks about the product and the service in a way that people will want to buy it. But there's also non-promotional. Non-promotional emails, they're emails that seek to inform, inspire, or educate. People, love to get articles. They love to get, um, information that just inspires them and educates them. And then you can get it to a point where they start to expect it. They want to see, or when they see that email come in, they go, "Oh, this person's I got to read this email, see the latest." Um, Use newsletters to your advantage. Send them on a regular schedule. Make it your intro special. Keep it to 3 topics. Again, people have the attention span of a hummingbird. They'll probably get to the first three topics and forget the rest. And then encourage engagement, encourage them to get in touch with you or come to your website to get some additional information. As far as frequency, this is again, it depends on your best send frequency. And what that means is what is your capacity? If you, in looking at your business and how much time you're spending on it, as a small business owner, you're the chief executive officer, the chief financial officer, the chief marketing officer, the chief operations officer. You're getting pulled in all different directions. And so marketing, unfortunately, can slip. And so you have to determine your capacity to pay attention to sending information out on a regular basis. Consider the audience. Consider if you're selling or communicating with a consumer base or whether you're communicating with a business base or a professional base. Consider the audience and what would be an appropriate frequency. Um, think about the expectations you set. If you advertise that you send out a weekly newsletter, make sure it's a weekly newsletter because that's an expectation that you've set with your clientele out there. If not, then maybe it's a monthly newsletter. If it's a monthly newsletter, make sure it is a monthly newsletter because you're setting expectations out there for your clients. Um, you can send, once a month, that's fine. Weekly is optimal, but sometimes weekly can be just a bit too much. By sending it out on a monthly basis, what you're doing is it's a touch point with your client. It's just to make sure that the client out there doesn't forget you. Now, if they came to you and they gave you their email address, expecting to get information and a newsletter on a regular basis. When you send it to them, that just reinforces the fact that I heard you, and here's the information uh, that the latest information we have, and if there's any way we can help, we're here to help. That just keeps you top of mind with your client out there, so that when that opportunity does come, they reach out to you because uh, maybe they just received a newsletter from you and they said, "Oh, that's right, I got to contact this company and talk to them about this, that, or the other." Um, for promotional emails, have an announcement. After you've done the announcement, then have a reminder, and then have a last chance reminder. And it all depends on how much time you want to put between each of these different call to actions here. From the announcement to the reminder, you might do that, a couple of weeks, or maybe it's a month. And then your last chance reminder, again, it might be a couple of weeks or a month. Month is a bit long. If you're going to run a promotional email, you want to have no more than a couple of weeks between the different emails and between the last chance reminder as well. In email, list growth is customer growth. So you want to make it part of your process. And there's a variety of ways that you can get people's email addresses. People are very hesitant today to give out their phone numbers, but they're not as hesitant to give out their email addresses. And so one of the ways you can do it is if you have a physical store or a brick and mortar place of business, you can have something at checkout. What a lot of people do is they put a QR code. They say, sign up for our newsletter, and here's our QR code. A lot of people know how to use QR codes, and they just bring it up and they sign up right on the spot. You could do it while helping a customer. You could ask them, did they want to be on your newsletter, and you'll put them on the newsletter for them. A lot of people will do their business at farmers markets and flea markets and other events of that nature. Have something there. Again, have a QR code there that people can just sign up for your newsletter right on the spot. Print materials, you can put it in your signage. You can have flyers and brochures. And if you do direct mail. You can have it as part of your direct mail pieces that go out. Online, you want to certainly have it on your website. You can have it as part of your social media posts that go out. You can have it within your email signature. Whenever you send an email just for regular business, say, hey, sign up for our newsletter. And they link them to your form that they can sign up for the newsletter. And you can have it on different landing pages within your website as well. With social media, you want to make sure you focus on one channel at a time. You can see here we've got 6 different channels. That could be a lot to manage. What you want to do is focus on one of them and become an expert within that particular channel. And you want to match your approach to the social channel. You may have heard that what sits behind these channels are algorithms, and algorithms that study the behavior of people on the internet and what they're looking for and what they're interested in. You can find out how to take advantage of the algorithms or what the rules are of the algorithms by going into ChatGPT and just saying, please provide me with the 2025 Facebook algorithm rules. And it will come out and will give you all of the rules that Facebook uses when they analyze the content and determine which content they're going to promote over other kinds of content. And so it can be helpful to shape your content so that the algorithm takes advantage of it and pushes your news up the news feed. And they all do. So feel free to use ChatGPT to ask for the other ones as well. Use social media to drive traffic to your website. Yeah, this is a very interesting slide. I never knew that the top social media platform was YouTube. 239 million users within the US, active users. I don't use YouTube. I don't myself have it as part of my business at all, but I should probably think about ways I could leverage YouTube out there as well. There's a lot of focus on TikTok right now with those short form videos and Instagram with reels. Maybe there's a way. YouTube has short form videos on their platform as well. I think it's called YouTube Shorts. And maybe if I'm doing videos on TikTok and Instagram, I should probably be doing it on YouTube as well. LinkedIn, I was surprised to see that LinkedIn was just behind Facebook. I would have thought Facebook would have been far and away the biggest because they've got 3 billion users worldwide. But at least according to this particular report, they have 194 million active users in the U.S. And then there are the others that are less used, but could be considered. But you want to stay within if you stay within LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, X, you're hitting all of the major social media channels and platforms that people use. Spend time on driving awareness, provide customer service, get people to engage, and move people to your own channels, again, moving people to your website. What can you do? How can you leverage the social media to get them to your website? Just be aware that some of the social media platforms they want you to stay on the platform. They don't want you to leave the platform. That's why they keep bringing features to their platforms. Um, they may penalize you if you're putting in links that send people outside of their platform. So it's just something to be aware of. I still think that it's useful to get people to your website because that's ultimately where you want them to be. We talked about the algorithms. Amplify your efforts with ads. Advertising can have its place. I think what you want to do first is you want to see if you can get some traction organically. That's through your own effort. And then you want to amplify that effort through an ad. A lot of times people they buy a Facebook ad, maybe it's for 3 months, maybe it's for an experiment, and they put stuff out there and they get no reaction from it. They get no results from it. You know, if you've got traction going on an organic basis and you just want to expand it, that's where advertising can come into play and can augment what you're already doing. Enticing engagement, people love polls, they love videos, and they love questions. So if you can build into your posts either polls or videos or questions, that will get people to engage with your information, and that helps you with the algorithms. The algorithms look and see how many likes you're getting, how many reposts you're getting, how many comments you're getting. So anything you can do that gets them to engage with your information is going to help you in the when the algorithms are analyzing the content that you put out there. So we've covered a lot of ground in a short period of time. So if we just take a step back, um, websites, email, social media, they shouldn't be viewed as individual initiatives, but a cohesive strategy that engages the prospective client and motivates them to deeper levels of connection. So you can see that there's a cycle that's going on. You're providing an experience, you're enticing for them to engage. That increases your exposure, which helps you connect with new prospects, which ultimately leads to new business for you. So you want to be able to provide that to your clients out there. So here's your homework. First thing you want to do is you want to assess your online marketing strategy. You want to build your email list by asking for emails. You want to focus on one social platform and become an expert on that. Make sure you understand what their algorithms are. You want to use social media to drive traffic to your website. You want to use your website to gather emails. And you want to use your email platform to target prospects and clients. And above all else, you want to nurture, nurture, nurture. The sales process has really changed over the years. Today, people want to know you. They want to get to know you. They want to know, all about you. They want to get to a point where they feel like they can trust you. If they feel like they can trust you, then they're ready to do business. And that takes time. It takes a lot of nurturing. It takes a lot of conveying information and engaging with people that come across your path and come across you online as well. So uh, I want to say, thank you for coming. I also want to say that we have a free gift for you, and that free gift is a document that we'll send out to you for attending the call. And that document covers how to set up a connection plan, how to take that step in creating content that engages people and gets them to your website. The other thing I want to do is just thank our sponsors and our donors. We are a nonprofit organization, and we rely on donations to bring these kind of webinars and workshops to our clientele that are out there. So if you would like to donate, we would love it. You could just go to our website and go to the donate page. And people often ask, well, what are you asking for? For webinars, we say, $10. If you could leave a donation of $10, that would be wonderful. You could always leave more, but certainly if you could do that, we'd appreciate it. If you are in need of a mentor and you know how to use a QR code, you can scan this QR code. It'll take you right to the form, and you can fill out the form, and then Teresa will get you connected with one of our mentors in our organization, which we've got, there's about 35 of us that have a variety of specialties. Mine happens to be sales and marketing. We've got others that have legal backgrounds, financial backgrounds, manufacturing backgrounds, operation backgrounds, human resources. We have a variety of different areas that we can help as well. So I'm going to take a sip of my drink. And Teresa, are there any questions that have come in?
I don't see any questions right now, but we will give everyone a chance to type it in. And while you're drinking, Rob, my question for you is, what are you often asked? What is one of the most common questions that a client asks about marketing to you?
Yeah, in this area, one of the most often people ask is how frequently should I send stuff out? How frequently should I post? How frequently should I send emails out? And I generally tell them if you can post weekly and you can send emails once a month, you're that's a good cadence to have. Um, and then, what I do sometimes is I set aside, I schedule a time in my, I put a time in my schedule where I say, okay, between 9 and 12, Monday morning is my content creation time. I'm just going to come up with a series of messages or a series of posts that I'm going to send out. They usually the best time to post is Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I'm going to create content. It may cover me. I may set up 4 or 5, 6 different posts. And then when it comes to that next Tuesday, I just send them out and I don't have to worry about having to create content every week. Um, so if you can create a content library, that can really help you in staying uh, on task with with communicating with people.
So I did just realize that our settings were not allowing people to submit their questions. So
Oh,
I
can
yeah,
they
which
come off mute?
well, we've got questions now, so I have fixed that. So we should have questions now. Okay, is there anybody anywhere who can help me with Google page business pages and website and getting verified? I've tried everything. I think I need a specialist because things are not as they should be, and I've tried everything. I'm willing to pay for a consultant if I need to. Also, I'm a one and done business, so my approach is different than most.
Okay. You can start with me. I'd be happy to help you. And then if it looks like it really is needs somebody a specialist to help you out, then I've got some references I can provide you with.
And I am adding my email. So you can either go to the website or you can email me and I'll make sure you can get connected with Rob's booking calendar. Um, oh, and we had a congratulations to Boston Business Mentors.
Hey.
Yeah, so thank you for that. And she's already got a mentor. Wonderful. We're glad to hear that. We're always happy to hear that. Um, Okay, great. Well, I thank you everyone. And if you do have a question that you didn't get a chance to type in, you have my email. I can make sure that question gets to the right person, and we can help you connect with whoever you need to. So, um, thank you, Rob, for giving your time to this topic. And we hope to see everyone again on a future workshop. We've got 2 more this month, so please look those up or watch for our newsletter and consider registering. Thank you.